you spoke about the narcissism of the West and of Trump, and I actually am going to read out a tweet that he wrote, or not a tweet, on his own social media, the Truth Social. He said, "The big question to be answered is whether or not President Xi of China will mention the massive amount of support and blood that the United States of America gave to China in order to help it to secure its freedom from a very unfriendly foreign invader. Many Americans died in China's quest for victory and glory. I hope that they are rightfully honored and remembered for their bravery and sacrifice. May President Xi and the wonderful people of China have a great and lasting day of celebration. Please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States of America. President Donald J. Trump." What are your immediate reactions to this ridiculous paragraph of narcissism?
What a bitter, sour man. I mean, it just reminds me of during the tariff war. It's like during the tariff war, he's constantly waiting for China to call, but China just don't want to call. And so he started to badmouth China, whoever he talked to. And this is the same. And the United States is really behaving like a toxic ex. So seriously, but this is so funny. I'm sorry, what was your question again? I was like, I just think the tweet is so hilarious. I forgot what's your question.
I mean, my question was more just so what is your reaction, which you did, share, but also I guess what do you think the absent of these leaders from the European and American world, what do you think it says about the shifting world order? I want to hear more about how the world is shifting.
Mm. I think the absent from European countries is kind of we can see that they're listening, waiting for the orders from the Washington D.C. Well, don't forget, like just a few weeks ago, NATO's leader is calling the United States as daddy. They are proud to say that. The US is proud to say that. So when the big daddy don't allow them to attend, of course they are not attending. So, but it's such a shameful that some European countries are trying to, for the just to please their boss, are willing to distort and change the history, not offend Japan, as if you are not fighting against Japanese during World War II. So where are you forgetting all these crimes now? And recently, there's a Chinese movie that tells this forgotten history, how a group of Chinese fishermen saved the British prisoners that almost got slaughtered by Japanese fascist forces. The movie is called Dongji Rescue. It's based on the true event called what's his English name? Lisbon Maru. So basically, this is a true event when the thousands of British war prisoners that Japanese kept in a big ship, they try to cover up what they did. So they basically want to drown this ship and just drown, kill, and all these prisoners, thousands of British prisoners near Zhejiang province in eastern China. But this fishermen, a group of villagers, fishermen, just because of the pure heart, they want to rescue these people they don't even know. So they went to the sea and rescued hundreds of them. So this is what Japanese forces did to British people. They slaughtered everyone. They want to slaughter everyone in the war. So I mean, this is many of the incidents that happened, and also why talking about World War II, China's role in World War II is important because during World War II, what China did besides the sacrifice. So the goal of the fascist forces was the fascists from Germany. They just attacked Soviet Union from the west, and the Japanese fascist forces can attack Soviet Union from the east. So they can cover up, they can annex Soviet Union, and then the Japanese fascist forces can move to West Asia and continue. They together can continue to take West Asia, the Middle East, more areas in that. They will go to Europe. Their goal was to go to Europe, but the first Japan wants to take China because the vast land and the unlimited natural resources. But because of the resistance of Chinese people, they couldn't do that. They couldn't take Soviet
Yes.
Union from the eastern side. So they didn't finish the goal there. And also their goal is Japanese want to go to the south, uh, take more countries in South Asia, Southeast Asia, and the Pacific. But also because of 14 years of Chinese people's resistance, they couldn't take more countries there. Otherwise, probably going to take India and more countries in Southeast Asia. So basically, what Chinese people did is they tied down almost 80 to 90% of the Japanese forces during during the World War II, and even before after the outbreak of the Pacific War. 50 to 96% of Japanese armies still remain in China. So basically, China tied down the majority of Japanese forces to protect Europe, West Asia, Southeast Asia to be further invaded by Japanese fascist forces. That's why we need to remember the role that China played during World War II. It's such a shameful
Absolutely.
yeah, it's very shameful that these Western leaders trying to distort the history and rather to ally with the fascist forces who didn't feel guilty about what they did in World War II at all. And those people who don't feel guilty will doomed to repeat the war crimes again.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that is why the post by Donald Trump is just absolutely ridiculous. You know, he's almost alluding that is to the fact that America is the reason why China got its freedom or that China got its victory, right? And it's again centering America in this struggle where Chinese people, Chinese forces were resisting for decades, you know, against the Japanese fascists. On top of that, I think it's just like you said.